This is the first of 3 brief Excel tutorials that will help you get started using Excel on a Mac. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use built-in Excel formulas, these are also called functions, to write our own formulas and how to drag the formulas. Here I have a set of data that I'm going to use to create a standard curve. I'm using 4 standards, and I have made and measured each of these 3 times. These are called replicates. My first step is to calculate the means of the replicate standards. Make sure when you enter the data you are entering it in an orderly columns. This will make applying formulas and later graphing the results easier. So I've done this here by putting everything side by side. So concentrations, first set of absorbances, second, and the third. Start by telling Excel you are going to enter a formula by typing an equal sign. If you know the name of the Excel formula you want, just start typing it. In Excel, mean is average. As I start typing average, a list of formulas appear. When you see the one you want, you can stop typing and select it from the list, or you can just finish typing it. If you don't know the formula name, you can go to the formula ribbon and click on the Insert Function button and look for it on the sublist that you'll see there. So mean, standard error, standard deviations, those things will come up under statistics. Or you can do what I usually do and just simply Google. Once you have selected the formula that you're going to use, Excel will give you a little tip as to what info you need to give this formula. In this case, we can see it is asking for some numbers. We could type in the actual numbers, but that would defeat the purpose of having them on the sheet already. Instead, select the range of cells that hold the numbers you are averaging, then hit return. Excel will now show the result of the calculation in the cell where you typed the formula. However, you can still see the formula up here in the formula bar. This is useful if you want to double check or if you need to go back and edit things. If Excel doesn't have a formula that matches what you need to do, you can enter it yourself. For example, Excel does not have a formula to calculate standard error of the mean the way we do it in plant physiology. We can use Excel's standard deviation function and then divide by the square root of our sample size. For this example, I'm going to type in the sample size. There is a way to make Excel count the sample size for you, but I will leave this for you to investigate. Finally, we have 3 more standards that we want to apply the exact same formulas to. Rather than retyping them, we're going to drag the formulas. Select the cell that contains the formula and then mouse over the small box in the bottom right-hand corner of the cell until your cursor turns into a plus sign. Click and hold on the little box and drag down. And just like magic, Excel has completed all the calculations in that column. Excel will assume that you want the exact same formula applied to each row. This is called relative cell referencing. You can repeat this drag for the next column of calculations, or you could have selected both rows at the start and drag them at the same time, like so. One more tip on cell referencing. Sometimes you will not want to change the cell or the row or the column being referenced as you drag a formula. This is called absolute cell referencing. In this example, I have a set of grades that I wish to calculate the percentage for. Instead of typing a formula where I divide each grade by 30, I make an absolute reference to the cell that holds the total value of the grade. Enter your formula normally and then go back and place the $sign in front of the row number reference, in this case, row 3. Now, when I drag, every cell will be divided by the number in the cell I have made an absolute reference to. If I didn't make the absolute reference, Excel will keep moving down to the next row when I drag the formula. The advantage of referencing a cell rather than just typing the value in your formula is that you can easily update the calculation if you need to change the value that was absolutely referenced. That's it for part 1. To see how to make the actual standard curve, please watch the next video.